scored 2 in the top of the first. The Beavers have their first 2 runners aboard, and Austin Boylan is at the plate. And he loops that foul towards the Beaver bullpen and out of play. Owen won the count to Austin Boylan. Working on getting everything up to speed here. Fouled away once again by Boylan, 0-2. Runner on second base, Hugh Montgomery. On first, Joe Medill, fouled away once again. Starter for the Miller Express tonight, Jacob Glazner, the left-hander. He wears jersey number 7. That's high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Glazner on the year, 13 innings pitched. He has appeared in 2 games. He has a 2-win, 1-loss record. He's allowed 21 hits, 14 runs, all of them earned. 20 strikeouts to go with 1 base on balls, and a 9.69 earned run average for the big lefty. 2-2 the count to Austin Boylan. It looks like we've got the score bug up and functional thanks to our producer on site here, the lovely Lisa. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 1 away here in the bottom half of the first inning. And that'll bring Braden Mayencourt to the plate. So Braden Mayencourt, the hitter. Ground ball. Soto boots it. Not in time. An error on the shortstop. That'll load the bases with 1 out. Nick Miller will come to the plate. Nick made his debut yesterday in Moose Jaw. .250 average in those 2 games. That gets away from the catcher. He can't find it, and the speedy Montgomery will score the first Beaver run of the game. Joe Medill advances to third, and Hugh Montgomery to second base. And that's slash the other way and twisting foul. So 0-1 the count to Nick Miller. Should be 1-1. Strike on the inside edge. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball, and down goes Nick Miller. Second strikeout of the inning and the game for Jacob Glazner, and that'll bring Robert Gurney, the Weyburn catcher, to the plate. Rob, the leading hitter for the Beavers on the season. .333 average, 14 hits and 42 at-bats. Has 6 doubles on the year and 8 runs batted in. Will Sevier on deck. Popped up in foul territory over the screen and out of play behind us. Swing and a miss, off-speed pitch. Change-up from Glazner. And he's quickly ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Avery Kirkup in the third base coach's box, and Jackson Henderson down at first base for the Beavers. And Gurney drills that. And right at the Moose Jaw left fielder, Jimmy Kurtz. So Rob Gurney finds a barrel, but unable to get it to drop. That would have been extra bases, but the Beavers do score a run on 2 hits. There was a Moose Jaw error, actually 2 of them, and 2 runners left on base, both in scoring position. So after 1, Moose Jaw 2, Weyburn no score, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Tom Lang Park, and we're working on getting unflustered here from the mad scramble to get a stream up and operative, but here we are. We had some electrical difficulties here at the park, and not in our normal routine here right now. So leading things off will be the Moose Jaw catcher, Gary Swan. He'll be followed by the designated hitter, Caden Ransom, and the third baseman tonight, Ben Wallachek. Pitch from Pritchard sails high for ball 1. I'll set the Beaver defense for you momentarily as Swan fouls out of play. In the outfield, Joe Medill in left field, Hugh Montgomery in center, and Austin Boylan in left. Across the infield, Braden Mayencourt at third base, Ryan Weaver at shortstop, Breaking ball just misses. 2 balls and 1 strike. Will Sevier is the starting second baseman tonight. Nick Miller at first. Outside, 3-1. Rob Gurney, the starting catcher for the Beavers. And Josh Pritchard, the native of Surrey, BC, from the University of Wisconsin Superior, the starting pitcher, fouled away, and that'll fill the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Gary Swan. Caden Ransom in the on-deck circle for the Miller Express. And a line drive up the middle, base hit. Leadoff single for Gary Swan. I'll try and catch you up with what transpired in the first inning when we were having difficulties. Good breaking ball in there from Pritchard for strike 1. To Caden Ransom. Ransom, a 3-run home run in Game 2 of the doubleheader last night. Enters the game with a .313 batting average. 5 hits and 16 trips. That ball blocked by Rob Gurney out in front of the plate. Unable to find it. And Swan advances to second base. One and one. And a sharply hit ball up the middle. Swan rounds third. Hugh Montgomery bobbles it, and he's going to score. So I'm going to call that an error, and that will not be an RBI. But then I'm not the official scorer. Oh, we're putting the runs on the first inning on our scoreboard out there. So Ransom, a single. Advanced Swan to third. He scored on the bobble by Montgomery. Ben Wallachek takes strike 1. Wallachek hitting .342, 13 hits and 38 at-bats. And a fly ball to center. Montgomery tracking it. He'll make the catch, 1 away. 3-1 Miller Express lead. Batting in the top of the second inning. After winning a pair in the doubleheader yesterday. They walked off game 1, 12-11, after the Beavers had enjoyed a 6-run lead entering the bottom of the 7th inning. And then walked it off in the nightcap, 9-8 in the bottom of the 7th. Pritchard in the zone for strike 1. Thomas Soto to the plate. Check swing fouls it off. So in the first inning, Thomas Soto reached on an error by second baseman Will Sevier. He stole second base. Pacey Phillips flew out to right field. Will Edwards was hit by pitch, and so was Braden Bunnell. So back-to-back hit by pitches. And Jimmy Kurtz singled the left to score Soto. And then Mraz reached on a fielder's choice that erased Kurtz. Slow roller from Soto. Sevier unable to make a play. They had Thomas Soto picked off and were unable to complete the out. Ball got thrown away. Soto advanced to second base. And that led to the rest of the debacle in the first inning where the Beavers gave up 2. Pritchard in there for a strike. Pacey Phillips, the hitter. Breaking ball just misses outside. 1-1. Phillips at .344 average. 11 hits and 32 at-bats. That's up. 2 balls and 1 strike. Beavers need Josh Pritchard to settle in and get some length. A ground ball past the glove of Pritchard. Sevier to Weaver for 1. Over to first. Not in time. Phillips, good speed. Soto out at second base. 4-6 on the fielder's choice. And Will Edwards will come to the plate for the Miller Express. Our live scoring is slow. I'm going to have to start keeping a scorecard again. Can't keep things on time, so not that that would have helped me tonight because I'd be way behind on it. Runner goes. Gurney fakes the throw to second. Squeezes it. So 2 runners in scoring position, 2 out. Will Edwards enters this one with a .250 average, 11 for 44. What happened? Nick Miller doesn't know. He's got his hands out like, what happened? They awarded Edwards first base. Interesting to see what the call is there. Did the Beavers just put him on? Was that an intentional walk? I guess I'll find out here momentarily. 0-1 the count. Braden Bonnell, the hitter. Attended Bismarck State College for his university season. That's lifted in the air to shallow right. In comes Boylan, and he's got it, and that'll retire the side. The Miller Express do score a run on a couple of hits. The scoring's not updated, so I think there could have possibly been another error, but there were 3 left on base, 2 in scoring position. So after 1.5, Moose Jaw 3 and the Weyburn Beavers 1. We'll be right back. So there was an equal. Okay, they did intentionally walk Will Edwards.
Now batting. The second base. Number 20, Will Sevier.
Welcome back to Tom Lang Parks. Will Sevier to lead off the bottom of the second for the Weyburn Beavers against Jacob Glazner. Fastball sails high and wide for ball 1. For Will Sevier, 6 hits and 33 at-bats to start the season. Big swing and a miss there. I'll tell you what, Will does not get cheated on his swings. Anthony Cortese and Ryan Weaver also due up for the Beavers. That's fouled out of play. We'll set the defense for the Miller Express as we move along. Jimmy Kurtz is the starting left fielder. William Edwards is in center. And in right field is Jacob Miraz. 1-2 the count. Changeup swung through by Sevier. Third strikeout for Jacob Glazner. That'll bring Anthony Cortese to the plate. Cortese on the year. 4 hits in 21 at-bats so far. One down here in the bottom of the second inning. Slider catches the inside edge, 0-1. The infield for the Miller Express, Ben Wallachek, is at third base this evening. Thomas Soto at short. At second base is Pacey Phillips, and at first base is Braden Bonnell. Behind the plate, Gary Swan, and of course Jacob Glazner, the starting pitcher this evening. And he's way ahead of Cortese, 0-2. 1-2 as he misses high. Glazner has been doing a good job getting ahead of Weyburn hitters so far tonight. 29 pitches, 23 of them for strikes. That's fouled away by Cortese. Three strikeouts out of the 4 outs that he has recorded. So Beavers struggling a little bit to get the ball in play here against Mr. Glazner after a couple of base hits to lead things off. And that looked low, but he rings them up. Cortese doesn't like it. The fans don't like it. Jacob Glazner likes it. His 4th strikeout. Ryan Weaver will be the hitter. Weaver launched one to the warning track last night in Game 2 that just narrowly missed going out for his first WCBL home run. Takes a breaking ball the other way, and it's going to drop in foul territory for strike 1. For Ryan Weaver, 8 hits and 39 at-bats, 3 RBIs on the year. He does lead the Beavers with 7 stolen bases, and he's yet to be caught stealing this season. Excellent speed has Ryan Weaver. Inside, 1-1. Weaver, the start at shortstop the last few games. I see him making a move to second base next week with the arrival of, you all know him and you all love him. Trevor Dale is back on Monday. And a little soft liner over top of Pacey Phillips, a base hit for Ryan Weaver. Top of the order will come to the plate. It's Hugh Montgomery. So it'll be interesting to see. Glazner a lefty, so a little tougher to run on, that's for sure. We'll see if they try to move Ryan Weaver. What's the worst case scenario is then you have your top of the order leading off the third inning if he's caught at second. Quick move. Weaver is back. Joe Medill on deck. So no count yet to Hugh Montgomery, the Winnipeg native who attends Mayville State University in Mayville, North Dakota. Another move. Weaver is back. Third pickoff move. really concerned about Weaver. Hugh Montgomery hitting .256, 10 hits and 48 at-bats. 9 RBIs for Hugh on the year. And he's second on the team with 5 stolen bases. The starting center fielder for every game this season so far. 1 ball the count. I thought that was off the plate. So did Hugh, but 1-1 the count. Their pickoff move. And I don't blame him. Dangerous guy there at first base. And I hope I'm predictive there that he'll be on second base. That's high. Glazner looking to hit the same spot where he got a call on the previous pitch. Didn't get that one. Two and two. That was up in the zone. This is stretched out really high. Let's see if it's consistent all night. It was a breaking ball, but man, when it got to the plate, it was up. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 5th strikeout for Glazner. The Beavers do not score. They do get a hit, and they strand a base runner. So we'll be back with more Coast Hotels Weyburn Beaver Baseball live on FloCollege right after this.
Some photos in between innings here to make it happen so we can bring them up.
Check out the concession sponsored by Cellular Rain Well Servicing for all your food needs.
Jimmy Kurtz, number 10, to lead things off for the Miller Express here in the road half of the 3rd inning. First pitch from Pritchard is in there for strike 1. So after 2 innings, Josh Pritchard was at 42 pitches, 25 for strikes. That's hit in the air to deep center. Hugh Montgomery on the run, lays out. He can't make the catch. Extra bases for Kurtz. They're going to send him to 3rd. Nope, they're going to hold him. A double for Jimmy Kurtz. So Jacob Mraz will come to the plate. Mraz 0 for 1 so far tonight. Low block by Gurney, ball 1. Mraz reached on a fielder's choice that forced Jimmy Kurtz in the 1st inning. Fouled straight back and ricochets off a couple of poles. 1-1 to Jacob Mraz. Ground ball. Sevier backhands it. He won't have a play. Infield single, Mraz. A roller past the mound. Sevier, a valiant effort. And Mraz with his first hit of the ball game. He's 1 for 2. So Gary Swan will be the hitter. First pitch from Pritchard is low for ball 1. Swan singled to lead off the top of the second inning, and he came around to score. Pritchard up in the zone there, so some consistency on strike calls up in the zone. 1-1. That's way up. 2 balls and a strike. Jimmy Kurtz, the runner at third base. Jacob Mraz at first. Nobody out here in the top of the third. It's a good pitch there. Slider on the outside edge from Josh Pritchard. Rob Gurney, one of the best receivers in the WCBL. Tried to hit the same spot and missed, and that'll fill the count to Gary Swan. Runner goes. It's ball 4. So the base is loaded, nobody out. And Caden Ransom to the plate. One home run on the season, 4 runs batted in. Breaking ball misses low. 1 ball, no strikes. Beavers would dearly love a pop-up or a strikeout here. And the pitch runs in. Third hit batter of the game for Josh Pritchard, and that will plate another run. It's 4-1 Moose Jaw. And that prompts a visit from pitching coach Jackson Henderson. Nobody up yet in the Weyburn pen. Looks like Keaton Husband making his way to the bullpen. Ben Wallachek will come to the plate with the bases loaded. Situation he was in last night in game 2 of the doubleheader, bases loaded and 2 outs. Hit a little flare the opposite way, just over second base, just over top of a leaping Dax Brown. And that brought the winning run to the plate for the Miller Express, in that 9-8 win in the nightcap of the doubleheader yesterday. Josh Pritchard misses high, ball 1. Misses inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Wallachek flew out to center field in his first at-bat, 0 for 1. Pritchard finds the zone on the inside edge there. 2 balls and 1 strike. So not a lot of help defensively tonight for Josh Pritchard. That's lifted in the air and twisting foul. That's as far as I've ever seen Ben Wallachek hit one. He's a scrappy hitter, takes a lot of pitches, has a high on-base percentage, bunts a pile, gets a lot of balls in play, and beats stuff out with his blazing speed. So to see him hit one off the kind of the base of the wall at the warning track, an unusual sight, but foul. He fouls that over the other way and out of play. But maybe that's kind of like that golf shot that you snap hook and it's kind of your longest shot of the day when you yank it foul like that. Kind of a similar scenario. Josh Pritchard, 60 pitches on the evening, and he misses outside. Full count. And it's looped over second. Sevier won't get to it. Charged by Boylan. Cut off by Nick Miller. 2-run single for Ben Wallachek. 6-1. Moose Jaw leads. That'll bring leadoff hitter Thomas Soto to the plate. Soto on the day, 0 for 2 with a run scored. Pritchard misses outside. Ball 1. That's down, 2-0. We have not seen Josh Pritchard struggle. The 3 hit batsmen are a surprise. He is a control type pitcher that doesn't strike a pile of guys out, but has fantastic command. But 3-0 to Thomas Soto here, so he's going to have to battle all the way back. Ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. That'll load him up. Pacey Phillips will be the hitter. As Keaton Husband warming in the Beaver pen now. Beavers will be looking to Keaton to keep this close to let him get some offense going. Breaking ball backdoor catches for strike 1. That's fouled over the screen by Pacey Phillips and out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. And that's fouled away once again. Miller Express 6. Top of the 3rd inning, and a ground ball to short. Weaver picks it up to Sevier for 1 on to first, not in time. And a RBI fielder's choice for Pacey Phillips as Caden Ransom scores the 7th Moose Jaw run. It'll bring William Edwards to the plate. 66 RBIs for the Australian last season for the Miller Express. Pritchard misses down. Ball 1. Fastball in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Braden Bonnell on deck for the Miller Express. A fastball in there from Josh Pritchard. And he's ahead 1-2. 4 runs here in the 3rd inning for the Miller Express, only 1 out. Rob Gurney, a nice pick there to save a wild pitch and throw behind the runner. Unable to get him. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's fouled away. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Feels like a long top of the 3rd, doesn't it? That's lifted in the air to center. Hugh Montgomery over. He'll make the catch. Runner's going to tag, and they won't have a play. Sack fly for Will Edwards. 8-1 Miller Express lead. Lifted in the air by Bonnell. Austin Boylan under it. He'll make the catch to retire the side. Miller Express score 5 in the inning, and they have an 8-1 lead when we come back for the bottom of the 3rd here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball Live on FloCollege. Welcome back to Tom Lang Park. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Moose Jaw with 8 runs in the first 3 at-bats for them. And they lead this one 8-1. Joe Medill will lead things off for the Beavers. He'll be followed by Austin Boylan. And Braden Mancourt also due up to face Jacob Glazner, who has 5 strikeouts on the night. Maybe better get some balls in play. 6 outs, 5 by strikeout. Joe Medill singled to right in his first at-bat. He's 1 for 1. And Medill puts a charge into that, and it's deep, and it's out of here! Home run, Joe Medill! He turned on it, a lefty-lefty matchup. Man, what a piece of hitting. And for Joe Medill, his 2nd home run, and the Beavers strike with 1 here in the bottom of the 3rd. And that'll bring Austin Boylan to the plate. Boylan last night was a force. 7 RBIs in the doubleheader for Austin Boylan. Fouls the first pitch away. 0-1. And Austin Boylan has raised his batting average to .325. Leads the Beavers with 17 RBIs already this season. for the North Dakota State University product. Boylan 13 hits and 40 at-bats, sorry. Braden Mayencourt on deck. And that's hit in the air to center field. Will Edwards is there, and he'll make the catch. One away. Braden Mayencourt. Mayo starting to heat up a bit after a bit of a slow start. Well, slow start by his standards for sure. Usually a guy with a solid batting average and a real good on-base percentage. The career leader in Beaver bases on balls. Takes ball one. Curveball in there for a strike. 1-1. Another left-handed hitter to face the left-handed Jacob Glazner. That misses. All the way to the screen. 2 balls, 1 strike. That's up. 2 balls, 1 strike. It should be 3 balls, 1 strike, actually. Curveball swung on and missed. Full count. Nick Miller on deck. Mayencourt able to foul off a close pitch on the outside edge. Good bit of hitting there by the veteran Braden Mayencourt. Mayo from Langley, BC, out of Central Baptist College in Conway, Arkansas. And that's inside and gets away from Swan. Ball 4. So the career walks leader gets another one. On the year, then, for Braden Mayencourt. That is base on balls number 11, and that will give him 5-year Beaver career. And Nick Miller, he'll check in. Fastball on the outside edge, taken for a strike. Rob Gurney on deck. Miller fouls it off. Glazner quickly ahead, 0-2. Glazner up to 52 pitches already, which, you know, when you're striking out quite a few guys, you're throwing quite a few pitches, so. Big cut there by Miller, a swing and a miss. He's trying to put a 2 spot on the board right away. So 2 away, 6th strikeout for Jacob Glazner. To go with 1 base on balls. You gotta like that if you're a Miller Express fan. Good command of the zone. 53 pitches, 40 for strikes. As Rob Gurney steps in, he put a real charge into one, barreled one in his first at-bat, but right at Jimmy Kurtz. Rob been hitting the ball well. He leads the Beavers with 6 doubles on the season. breaking ball in there for a strike. So doesn't look like Glazner really wants to throw him a fastball, but a couple of breaking balls have started out, and then they're in the zone, and Glazner is ahead. Man, it's easier to pitch when you're ahead. And a fastball down the middle swung on and missed, 3 away. So the Beavers do get a run on the solo home run by Joe Medill. They strand Braden Mancourt at first base after 3 complete. The Moose Jaw Miller Express 8. The Weyburn Beavers 2, and we'll be back with the 4th inning when we return right after this. Whenever we're out of break. Right now. Pop it up there. So we're going to try and catch you up on some Beaver Player of the Game awards while they were off on the road. On June 7th, Rob Gurney was the Boston Pizza Player of the Game in the game against Saskatoon. Rob was 2 for 3 with 2 doubles, RBI, and a base on balls on his 24th birthday in Saskatoon. Congratulations, Rob. Keaton Husband to pitch. Keaton, a Weyburn product who attends Minnesota West Community College. And he starts Jimmy Kurtz with 2 consecutive balls off the plate outside. Three and 0. Slow start for Keaton this year. There, that gets a 3-0 pitch in the zone. Keaton, 5 innings pitched. He's tagged with 2 losses on the season. Has allowed 15 earned runs in those 5 innings. So looking to get on track here and eat some innings for head coach Cam Williams. And Keaton battles all the way back to fill the count. Jimmy Kurtz, 2 for 2. He singled in the first and doubled in the 3rd inning. Fouls a tough pitch away there from Husband. Count will remain full. And that's lifted in the air to left field. Joe Medill under it. And he gathers it in for the first out of the top of the 4th inning. And Jacob Mraz will be the hitter. Mraz 1 for 2. He reached on a fielder's choice back in the 1st inning. Husband in there for strike one. And Mraz also singled in the third inning. And quickly, Keaton Husband ahead 0-2. So after 3 straight balls, 6 straight strikes for Keaton Husband. And make that a 7th. Oh and 2 the count. And that's ripped foul into the Beaver bullpen. Looks like Bill Hosgood gonna go and retrieve that ball from the pen. Got in there in a hurry. The 0-2 misses outside, 1-2. Fouled straight back. Count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes. The catcher, Gary Swan, in the on-deck circle for the Miller Express. A breaking ball hit on the ground. Picked up by Weaver. Strong throw, and they got him. Nice play by Ryan Weaver. A good throw to his Eastern New Mexico University teammate Nick Miller over at first base. Two away, and Gary Swan comes to the plate. 1-1 and a walk, 2 runs scored for the catcher. Curveball in there for a strike. So Husband ahead. Another curveball, that's drilled. Medill isn't going to get it. Extra bases for Swan. A stand-up double. So Swan, 2 for 2, a single, a double, and a base on balls. DH Caden Ransom will come to the plate. Ransom, an RBI single that scored Gary Swan in the second inning. He's 1 for 1. That misses down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Ben Wallachek, the 9-hitter on deck. Fouled away and out of play. 1-1. (8-2) Miller Express lead this one. Beavers looking to put their first 0 on the board. And that's flared right at Boylan, and had a little trouble reading it at first, but was right there to make the play. So Gary Swan stranded at second, no runs, 1 hit, no Weyburn errors, and like I said, he was stranded on second. After 3.5, Moose Jaw 8, Weyburn 2, and we'll be right back after this. Jacob Glazner back out on the mound. Bottom of the 4th inning. Through 3, Glazner 57 pitches, 43 for strikes. 7 strikeouts to go with 1 base on balls. I would say, in my humble opinion, maybe somebody in Moose Jaw would correct me, but I think Glazner, the number 2 starter, behind the big guy Weston Walls. That'll bring Will Sevier to the plate. Will struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. He is 0 for 1. Anthony Cortese and Ryan Weaver also due up for the Beavers here in the home half of the 4th inning. Sevier swings through strike 1. Glazner been getting ahead of a lot of hitters tonight. Fastball up in the zone has Sevier shaking his head a little bit. No balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. 8th strikeout. That'll bring Anthony Cortese to the plate. So coming into the game, 4 for 21. 0 for 1 so far tonight. Anthony struck out in his first at-bat. That's down. Are we 1-1? 2 balls, no strikes. Glazner catches the inside edge. 2 balls and a strike. Big swing and a miss there from AC. And 2-2. One out here, bottom of the 4th. Beavers down 6. High pitch fouled away. You have to protect that. He's been calling that up there all night. So 2-2. Swing and a miss. 9th strikeout through not even 4 innings. That'll bring Ryan Weaver to the plate. Ryan 1 for 1. Slider misses way outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Biggest miss of the night there for Glazner. He's been all over the zone. He's pounded it. And Weaver with his 2nd hit. Flares 1 over short. Flared 1 over 2nd in his first at-bat. Ryan Weaver 2 for 2. Beavers with 5 hits, 2 of them off the bat of Ryan Weaver. And one of them off of the bat of the man in the batter's box right now, Hugh Montgomery, 1 for 2. Singled to left in the first inning. And a swing and a miss there, 0-1. And they've paid a lot of attention to Ryan Weaver all night. I don't think he's going to be going down 6. But you never know. That's up and out. 1-0 the count to Hugh Montgomery. Breaking ball misses outside, 2-1. Montgomery takes on the inside edge, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The runner on first base, Ryan Weaver. Fouled away. Glazner looking for strikeout number 10. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And he got it. Swing and a miss. No runs, 1 hit. 1 left. 8-2, Moose Jaw leads, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Tom Lang Park, catching you up on the Boston Pizza Players of the Week, or Players of the Game for the week. In Regina on Friday night, it was Logan Lynch. Logan with an absolutely masterful performance against the Regina Red Sox as he went 7 2/3 scoreless with 6 strikeouts, no walks, and received his second win of the season. The native of Cartersville, Georgia, that attends Reinhardt University. And congratulations, Logan, for being the Boston Pizza Player of the Game. Keaton Husband out for his second inning of work. And Ben Wallachek will lead things off for the Miller Express. Husband in there for a strike, 0-1. In the third inning, Wallachek, a 2-run single to center field. So 1 for 2 with a couple of RBIs. That's flared over Sevier. Boylan can't make the play. That's going to be extra bases for Wallachek. And bobbled there by Montgomery. So a double and another bobble. Third error of the game for the Beavers. Gotta clean that up. You get a guy that comes in, he's thrown 21 pitches, 16 for strikes after he threw 3 balls to the first batter. The first 3 pitches were balls. And man, great control since. Like, help your guy out here. Fouled straight back. Oh and 1. Thomas Soto, the hitter, he's 0 for 2. Reached on an error and stole a base in the first. That's lifted in the air to center. Montgomery on the run, and he can't get it. Extra bases for Soto. Wallachek would have scored anyway. The bobble didn't mean much, I guess. But back-to-back doubles for the Miller Express, and they're ahead 9-2. The official scorer appears to be kind on the Beavers. Did not award an error. They just say that Wallachek advanced to third on the throw. Well, then that would be a triple. But it's not a triple. It's a double and error. Sharply hit ball to Weaver. He knocks it down onto first in time. Good play, Ryan Weaver. Sharply hit by Pacey Phillips. A really good throw. Will Edwards comes to the plate. He was hit by pitch in the first and intentionally walked in the second, so he is not registered an official at bat. Takes a curveball for strike 1. And a curveball hit deep to left. That's going to be out of here. And it is. 2-run home run, Will Edwards. Soto scores. Edwards' first home run of the year. And RBIs number 13 and 14 for Will. Fouled straight bat by Braden Bunnell. 11-2 Miller Express lead. I think we're going to see a lot of people pitch the rest of the game when Keaton Husband's done that we don't see pitch ever. I think that was foul tip, but doesn't matter. Strike 2. Oh and 2. In the dirt. I don't mind that as an 0-2. Trying to get him to chase. 1 and 2. Good to see Keaton fill in the zone. He did have trouble with control in those previous 3 outings, so that's in the dirt. 2 and 2. Fouled off. Braden Bunnell stays alive. Bunnell hit by a pitch in the first inning, flew out to right in the second and third. He's 0 for 2. That misses and fills the count at 3-2. Looked pretty close. Fastball misses down. A 1-out walk. And that'll bring Jackson Henderson out of the dugout for a visit. Well, letting that conference go on a while. I was scrambling around here trying to get the stream going early tonight, so it was just pandemonium here, and I don't have the home plate umpire. You know, it's Sean Wetherill down at first base. I think it's Kevin Cooley at third. So Husband back in. Strike one to Jimmy Kurtz, 2 for 3 with a double and an RBI. That's in the dirt. Wild pitch. Zbanel goes down to second base. Fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Strike 3 called. Bit of a make good from the previous pitch. I could hear Cam Williams ask Rob Gurney, where was it out? And the umpire said way out, and I can assure you it was not way out. It may have been off the plate, but it was not way out. It wasn't over the chalk line in the other box. Raz shows bunt. Husband way outside. Ball 1, 2 away here in the top of the 5th inning. That tails away outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Husband up to 42 pitches, 28 for strikes. 3 balls, no strikes. Walk. Going to bring Gary Swan to the plate for the Miller Express. Swan's had a good night. single, a double, and a base on balls. First pitch misses for ball one. Caden Ransom on deck. That's in there. He did not call that a strike. They got the appeal at first base. What are we doing? It was exactly the same pitch. This time it's a strike, the time before it isn't. I don't know. Consistency is all you want. 1-2. Ground ball. Sevier picks it up, throws it away. That'll score another run. (12-2). Where is that? One ball, no strikes. That's the best thing of the evening. We have a cat here. This is awesome. A beautiful orange cat. Named Tom. He's a big boy. Oh. That's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The cat they named Tom just now. 1-2. Breaking ball misses inside. 2-2. Ben Wallachek on deck. Full count. And best to say nothing right now. And that's laced down the line in fair territory. That's going to plate a couple. Boylan chases it into the corner. Ransom going to try for third. Weaver, the relay, in time. So a 2-run double, and Ransom is gunned down at third base on a nice relay by Ryan Weaver. Miller Express score sticks in the inning, and they lead this one 14-2 after 4.5, and we'll be back with the bottom of the 5th after this. Welcome back to Tom Lang Park. Catching up on our Boston Pizza players of the game. Game 1 in Moose Jaw last night. The player of the game, Austin Boylan. 3 for 5. He had a single, a double, and a triple, 2 RBI in the game. And for that performance, Austin Boylan was your Boston Pizza player of the game. Congratulations, Austin. Both now? No? We'll wait. Okay. Leading things off for the Beavers here in the home half of the 5th inning will be Joe Medill. Joe 2 for 2 with his second home run. That coming in the 3rd inning. Glazner, a slider, misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Jacob Glazner at 75 pitches, 55 for strikes. Make that 56 right there. 1-1. That's in the other batter's box. One and two. Joe Medill unable to hold up on that breaking ball, and a strikeout. Number 11 for Jacob Glazner, and that'll bring Austin Boylan to the plate. They haven't that's completely wrong. Hitting the air to shallow center. On comes Edwards. Back goes Phillips. He can't get it. That's going to be a base hit. Real tough play for Pacey Phillips. Trying to catch it over the shoulder. Looked like he got a glove on it, but that's going to be a single for Austin Boylan. And Braden Mayencourt comes to the plate. Indeed scored a single to right field. So a lefty-lefty matchup again for Mayencourt. Nick Miller on deck. And Mayo rips one down the line. That's going to drop for extra bases. Boylan rounds. He's being sent. Here comes the throw. It's up the line, and Boylan scores. RBI double, Braden Mayencourt. Kind of unusual. The hardest hit balls tonight have been hit by left-handed hitters off the left-handed pitcher, Jacob Glazner. A bit of an anomaly. Joe Medill, who ripped a home run to right field. And then that double scorch down the line by Braden Mayencourt. And Nick Miller comes to the plate. Fastball up in the zone, swing and a miss. Strike one. Rob Gurney on deck. 14-3 Miller Express lead. Checks Mayencourt. You can take this one to the bank. Braden Mayencourt's not going anywhere. Got reasonable speed, but not noted as a base stealer. Soto holding them on. Two veterans having a little visit there. Big cut there by Miller, a swing and a miss. Nick arriving yesterday, playing both ends of the doubleheader in Moose Jaw. "82 pitches now for Glazner. 1 out, bottom of 5. Looks like Gary Swan asked for time and got it. The 0-2 coming to Nick Miller. High and out. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Miller with some really aggressive swings at the baseball in his at-bats tonight. Swing and a miss there. Looked like he pulled the string a little bit with a changeup. 2 away. And Rob Gurney will be the hitter. Third strikeout of the evening for Nick Miller. 12th strikeout of the game for Jacob Glazner. He has struck out every Beaver except Braden Mayencourt and Ryan Weaver. And Gurney lifts that high in the air to second base. Pacey Phillips is there, and he'll make the play. 3 away. The Beavers get a run on the RBI double from Braden Mayencourt, but they still trail this one 14-3, and we'll be back with the 6th inning when we return right after this. Keaton Husband on for his 3rd inning of work here tonight. And in Game 2 in Moose Jaw last night, back-to-back nights for Austin Boylan, the same night, back-to-back games. 2 for 4 with a home run and 5 runs batted in for Austin in last night's contest. Congratulations, Austin. The Carolina Hurricanes just announced over the PA system have won the Stanley Cup. 4-2. Is it 4-2? 4-2? Yeah, it was Game 6. A 3-0 win over the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Ben Wallachek leads things off for the Miller Express. Top of the 6th inning. Keaton Husband in there for a strike. Some activity in the pen now. That's up and out of the zone. 1-1. down. 2 balls and a strike. Popped up. Sevier calls for it. He'll make the catch. 1 away.
Now batting, number 22, the shortstop, Thomas Soto.
Thomas Soto will be the hitter. Soto 1 for 3. A double, an RBI, a stolen base. He reached on an error in the first. Also reached on an error in the second. And also walked. So a lot of plate appearances tonight for Thomas Soto in this 14-3 ball game. Two balls, no strikes. That's in the zone and fouled away by the veteran from Round Rock, Texas. I believe I have that right on memory. It's not as easy to find information on guys. We haven't got our new systems quite up to what we had previously before the demise of Point Streak. That's off the plate and outside. 3 balls and a strike. Pacey Phillips is on deck. There's a high strike. Full count. That's hit hard on the ground under the glove of Mancourt. He got a good piece of it. I think that's going to be charged in an error. It was sharply hit, but I'll see what the official scorer has to say. I'm fine either way. And it is scored an error, which is fair to the pitcher, especially at home. Owen won the count to Pacey Phillips, the product of Kindersley, Saskatchewan. Hit in the air to right center, Austin Boylan back, and he makes a nice catch on the run. Soto has to run back. That looked good thing that Thomas Soto hustled back, because that would have been really close had he not. Pretty good off-balance throw there by Boylan. A one-hop to Nick Miller. Obviously didn't get as much zip on it as he would have liked. So 2 away for Will Edwards. And that's off of his foot. Strike 1. Ground ball. Just sneaks through between Mancourt and Weaver. That'll be a base hit. A C&I single from Will Edwards, his second hit of the day. He's 2 for 2. A hit by pitch and a base on balls to go with those 2 hits and 3 RBIs. That's spiked behind you. Soto's going to try to score, and he will. 15-3. As Soto scores all the way from second on the wild pitch. Popped up. Gurney over by the screen. Can't hang on. That'll be charged an error on the dropped foul ball. Ground ball. Weaver bobbles it and has no play. E6. Ground ball foul. Jimmy Kurtz, the hitter. Good location there from Husband. He's up 0-2. Kurtz 2 for 4 in the game with a run scored and a run batted in. Husband at 68 pitches, 43 for strikes. Actually, that's before this hitter, so he's over 70. The new scoring app has not updated beyond Braden Bunnell, who's already on first base. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strike 3 called on the outside edge. Miller Express do get a run, though. They lead this one 15-3 after 5.5, and we'll be right back after this.
Big thank you again to our guests on the Penta Completions VIP Pad, Dent, Arbor Motors. Thanks again to Ivan Tire and Celebrate Golf Servicing for sponsoring the Beer Shift and Concession. Fans, be sure to look for Matthew to purchase your game day angle on 50-50 tickets. The draw will be made in the middle of the 7th inning. Take it away, Matthew.
Thank you, Steven. We are at 400 for the total pot. It's time!
No feel at all. New pitcher for the Miller Express here in the bottom of the 6th inning is number 15, Jeremy Peddle. Peddle on the year, he's thrown 2 innings, does not have a one loss record or a save. He has allowed 5 runs, all earned on 5 base hits. Struck out 2 and 1 walk, earned run average of 22.5. So head coach Mike Gonzalez looking to use this time to get a guy who's had a bit of a slow start going. Yeah, small body of work, 2 innings, but and Will Sevier will lead it off. And the first pitch up and in, taken for ball 1. Anthony Cortese on deck. Fastball misses inside. Looks like the velocity's pretty reasonable for Mr. Petal. That's inside, 3-0. Three-0 count goes Petal's way. It's 3-1. Sevier thought it was ball 4. And that's up and out. So that just delayed the inevitable. So a leadoff walk. Anthony Cortese to the plate. Fouls the first pitch away. 0-1. Anthony will be happy not to see Jacob Gleisner again. Struck out twice against the Moose Jaw left-hander. That sails high. 1-1. And that's looped behind first base. Phillips isn't going to get to it. A base hit for Anthony Cortese. So a walk and a bloop single. The Beavers have something working here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Ryan Weaver, 2 for 2 on the evening. That first pitch sails high and outside for ball 1. Weaver and Mayencourt, the only two that did not record a strikeout versus Jacob Gleisner, as that sails outside, 2-0. Jeremy Petal having a little difficulty, and that gets Caplet Tarrant up in the bullpen for the Miller Express. Number 40. Up and out, 3-0. So Michael Gonzalez wasting no time getting somebody heating, as Petal has trouble finding the plate here. And a 4-pitch walk to Ryan Weaver. Pitching coach Jeff Fairborn makes a visit. So a fairly quick visit. Hugh Montgomery will be the hitter with the bases loaded and nobody out. Beavers down 12, looking to try and get back in this thing. Pitch misses inside. 1-0. Hughes singled in the first inning and struck out in the second and fourth against Jacob Glazner. That's in there for a strike. 1-1. Fouled off the foot of Montgomery. 1-2. Jeremy Peddle sets. And a ground ball right at Phillips. Montgomery made that close. Weaver getting down the line in a hurry. Took away the double play, and Phillips had no option but just to go and get an out, which is the really intelligent play. RBI ground out for Hugh Montgomery. For Hugh, that's RBI number 10 on the year. Good number for a leadoff guy, but bottom third of the order for the Beavers has been pretty productive overall for the year. 15-4 is the score. Swing and a miss there by Joe Medill. He took a hack at it, trying to put a 3-spot up. Austin Boylan on deck. Joe with a big knock in this game, his second of the year. Peddle gets a call on the outside edge there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Joe Medill 2 for 3 with a run scored and that solo home run. Fouled one straight back, right on it. That's number 8. Retrieved by Nick Miller. Austin Boylan and Braden Mayencourt, the next 2 hitters scheduled. The 2, 3, 4 hitters. Medill checks it. And Peddle gets the call. Two away. And Austin Boylan will come to the plate. The RBI leader for the Beavers with 17 coming into tonight. Austin doesn't have an RBI yet in this one. He's looking to cash a couple in here. In the dirt. Nice pick there by Gary Swan. One ball, no strikes. That bounces, and nice hustle there by Jeremy Peddle as Swan lost track of it, went the wrong way. I saw that happen to Rob Gurney a little earlier on a pass ball that allowed Thomas Soto, who wasn't a pass ball, it was a wild pitch rather, that allowed Soto to score from second base actually. So Peddle on top of it, charges hard. No need for Cortese to try and score from third base. Beavers need a bunch of base runners. And that's ripped by Boylan. And right at Jimmy Kurtz. That's the second barrel that's gone right at him today. So Petal escapes with minimal damage after it looked very bad at the start. The Beavers only get one run. They trail this one 15-4, and we'll be back with the seventh inning after this.
If they would have won those two yesterday, they wouldn't look like shit tonight.
Yeah, don't get me started on the two yesterday.
Yeah.
Casey gonna get an inning? Looks like it. Welcome back to Tom Lang Park. Top of the seventh inning. Keaton Husband out for his fourth inning of work. Okay, so some defensive changes. Down 11, Cam Williams brings Eli Hansen into the game to replace Will Sevier at second base, and Dax Brown into the game to replace Ryan Weaver at short. A good night for Ryan Weaver, a couple of hits and a base on balls. First pitch from Husband is down to Jacob Mraz, ball one. Mraz 1 for 3 with a couple of runs scored and a base on balls on the night in his 4 plate appearances. Called strike, 1-1. Keaton up to 76 pitches. I think Casey Lindstedt is warming in the pen. He's moving around anyway. Solid single to center for Jacob Mraz. And that'll bring Gary Swan to the plate. The Moose Jaw catcher. He's had a good night, a single, a double. 2 for 3. Also walked in the third inning. Fouled away. 0-1. Caden Ransom, the designated hitter, is on deck. Yeah, Casey Lindstedt is throwing in the pen, so he'll likely come on to throw the top of the 8th inning. Rob Gurney brings a strike into the zone there. I think that was off the plate. A very nice receiving job to earn a strike for Keaton Husband. 0-2. And that's hit in the air. Austin Boylan going back, twisted around. He can't get at extra bases for Swan, his second double of the night. First pitch to Caden Ransom is called strike one. That one's low, 1-1. Ransom 2 for 3, a double and 3 runs batted in on the evening. Also hit by pitch in the third inning. Big swing and a miss there. 1-2. That's fouled towards the Moose Jaw dugout. Count will remain 1 ball, 2 strikes. He rings him up, a breaking ball on the inside edge that Ransom turned away from. That'll be the third strikeout for Keaton Husband. And Ben Wallachek will be the hitter. 2 for 4 with a couple of RBIs for the speedy Moose Jaw infielder. That's hit on the ground to man court. Flip to third, not in time. So that's going to be an E5. Close call at third base. Single up the middle for Thomas Soto. $17-4. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Fouled over the screen and out of play, 0-2. Still 0-2, just 1 out. Seven errors on the Beavers side of the ledger on the evening. In the dirt, 1-2. Popped up. Merritt Mayencourt in foul territory. Drops it. That'll be error number 8. Hit a guy at the plate. He's 0 for 5 on the night. I'm the only guy not having a good night. In the dirt. Nice bit of sportsmanship there from Pacey Phillips. Picking up the mask for Robert Gurney, checking in to see if he's all right after he lost his balance. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Comebacker. Husband checks the runner, goes to 1. Good play. So that error does not cause harm. They have not recorded it as an error, but that is a dropped foul ball error to be sure. Will Edwards to the plate. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 2 for 2. A big 3-run home run for Will Edwards tonight. His first of the year. Hit on the ground. Mayencourt knocks it down. Over to 1. Picked by Nick Miller. Nice play. 2 more runs for the Miller Express. They lead this one 17-4, and we'll be back with the bottom of the 7th right after this.
All-you-can-eat KFC buffet, Weyburn KFC.
Ryland Caplet-Tarrant on to pitch for the Miller Express. 4 1/3 inning pitch, 1 win, 1 loss record. Has allowed 6 hits and 5 runs, all earned. 4 strikeouts to go with 7 walks and a 10.38 earned run average. Braden Mayencourt lead things off for the Beavers. Breaking ball is up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nick Miller and Rob Gurney also due up here in the bottom of the 7th inning. A rough return to Tom Lang after not playing here since June 6th. That catches the outside edge. 2-2. Breaking ball, just a piece of that by Braden Mayencourt to stay alive. That's fouled straight back. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Mancourt, a double down the right field line against the other left-hander, Jacob Glazner. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. Up and out, full count. Ball 4. So when you look at the line on Ryland Caplet Tarrant, it's been the bases on balls that have been the problem. And Nick Miller comes to the plate for his third at-bat of the evening. So Gunnar Ferguson will get in the game and run for Braden Mancourt. Gunnar really strong in game 2 last night, throwing 86 pitches. Miller fouls one back and out of play. Gunnar was a warrior last night. He hung in there tough and left the game with a 2-run lead. Beavers unable to close it out in the 7th inning. Gave up 3. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 0-2. Nick Miller looking to avoid the golden sombrero here. Inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nick Miller, a senior at Eastern New Mexico University in Portales, New Mexico. Strike 3 called. Oh for 4 with 4 strikeouts. 1 out for Rob Gurney. Fastball in there for strike 1. Rob, the native of Campbell River, British Columbia, attended Mayville State University this college season. Swing and a miss at an off-speed pitch. 0-2. Rob hit the ball hard in his first at-bat. Absolutely barreled one into left field. In the dirt, 1-2. Moose Jaw pitching has hung 14 strikeouts on the board tonight. That hit him? It did. Hit by pitch, that's a dead ball. So on the year, that is the 7th time that Rob Gurney has been hit by pitch. I know I'm under a lot of pressure from the league not to say things like this, but This home plate umpire has not done a good job tonight. It's really disappointing. That's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I got nothing. It's been that way all night. Never seen this guy before. That's fouled out of play. 2-2. No, it's a 17-4 ball game, but get it right for one time. Outside, full count. Hit on the ground, foul. Past Ben Wallachek. I do not know how he did not see that hit him in the foot. I saw it from here. The whole bench saw it. Everybody saw it except the one guy who mattered. And he's 4 feet away. Ball 4. So Eli Hansen comes. Breaking ball misses outside and low from Caplet Tarrant. 1-0. That misses inside. 2-0. Eli showing no hits and 7 at-bats this season. That fastball's in there for a strike. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Anthony Cortese on deck. Oh, wow. Okay. Why not end it like you started it? In the dirt, ball 1 to Anthony Cortese. A bloop single his last at bat. He's 1 for 3. Dax Brown on deck. And that's hit in the air to center field. Will Edwards is there, and he'll make the catch. And that'll retire the side. 7, Moose Jaw 17, Weyburn 4. And we'll be back with the finale of this in the 8th inning right after this. Okay, so Eli went to third, Gunner went to second, Dax is at short, and Casey is in the pitch. Okay.
Now pitching for the Weyburn Beavers, number 29, Casey Lindstedt. This pitching
Hello.
change brought to you by Swayze Concrete.
Okay, some defensive changes to report for the Beavers. So Eli Hansen moves from second base to third base. Gunnar Hansen, who entered the game, or Gunnar Henderson, who entered the game for Braden Mayencourt, goes to second base. Dax Brown stays at short. Rob Gurney's out of the game, and Owen Mayencourt comes in to clean this one up behind home plate. Nick Miller still at first. The outfield's still intact. So that's where we stand. And in to pitch is Casey Lindstedt. Casey on the year, 2 innings pitched. He's allowed 4 hits, 4 earned runs, so an earned run average of 18. Looking to get things going here. Had a pretty good outing actually up in Saskatoon after a rough first one. And then in Regina on Friday night, or not Friday night, rather. It was the rain out. When did we go up there and get rained out? Tuesday night? Wednesday? Yeah, last week anyway. We went up to Curry Field. We were in an absolute monsoon and a hurricane. And Casey, trying to get out of the dugout and head to the clubhouse, there's a really hazardous tin job on the roofs of the dugouts, and he cut his hand very deeply on jagged edges of tin on the dugout roof and has been unable to grip the baseball properly. So we'll see how things go for Casey here. Saw it yesterday. Looks like it's healing up okay, but still not great. And it's right in a spot where you could feel the seams on it. And a ground ball. Gunnar Ferguson has it. I said Henderson. It's been one of those nights. So, yeah, I maybe mess up a little bit when I call games, but hey, I don't get paid, and he does. So, there's that. One away. That's inside to Jimmy Kurtz. Gets away from Owen Mayencourt. Kurtz 2 for 5. That's a good pitch there from Casey Lindstedt. One and one. That was down. 2 balls and a strike. That's in there. 2 and 2. The submarine right-hander attends Friends University in Kansas. Sounds like a friendly place to go. And that's fouled down the right field line. Two balls, 2 strikes. Jacob Mraz on deck. That's fouled right off a home plate. 2 and 2. Fouled straight back. It's a good battle between Lindstedt and Jimmy Kurtz here. Casey, 10 pitches, seven for strikes. Out in the zone and fouled. Looks like Avery Kirkup getting his evening run in chasing foul balls. That's low, full count. Three balls, two strikes, one out. The payoff pitch from Casey Lindstedt. Foul ball. We're going to do it again. That was the 10th pitch of the at-bat. First pitch a ball, a called strike, and then ball two, and then a 2-2 count, and 4 straight foul balls before ball 3, and another foul ball. Outside. I don't know. My partner thinks that was strike 3. She's got the eyes of an eagle. One ball to Jacob Mraz. 2 for 4 on the night. 3 runs scored for Jacob Mraz. And that hits him. First pitch to Gary Swan is outside for ball 1. Swan's had a great day, 3 for 4 with 2 doubles. Inside, 2-0. That's down 3-0. The 3-0 is a strike, 3-1. That's up and out of the zone, ball 4. So the 11 pitch walk to Jimmy Kurtz, and a hit by pitch and a base on balls loads him up with 1 out for the pinch hitter, number 46, Evan Spirogiannis. 1 hit in 11 at-bats on the year. 2 balls, no strikes. This is Casey Lindsted's. There's nobody warming. Ground ball up the middle. Gets by Brown. That'll be a base hit. RBI single. Not great contact. Ben Wallachek to the plate. And a ground ball gets past an outstretched Gunnar Ferguson. Another RBI single. 19-4. One ball, one strike to Thomas Soto. Soto 2 for 5, a double, 2 RBIs, stolen base. Good pitch, right on the inside edge. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. First strikeout for Casey Lindstedt this evening. Two outs. Fouled straight back by Pacey Phillips. Phillips 0 for 6 so far tonight, an RBI ground out. And that's hit on the ground. Dax Brown picks it up, goes to second in time, and that'll retire the side. Another pair on the boards. The Miller Express have scored in 7 of 8 innings here tonight, and they lead this one 19-4 as we head to the bottom of the 8th and final inning here on Coast Hotel's Weyburn Beaver Baseball Live on FloCollege. New pitcher for the Miller Express is number 31, Daniel Concepcion. For Concepcion on the year, 2/3 of an inning pitched. He allowed 1 hit, 4 runs, all earned. Had 1 strikeout to go along with 3 bases on balls, and a ERA of 54 in that one small body of work. So Mike Gonzalez looking to get the right-hander going. Dax Brown takes ball 1. Inside, 2-0. Dax with the start in Game 2 last night. Got his second WCBL base hit. Swing and a miss there, 2-1. So 2 for 13 on the year for Dax Brown. Up and out, 3 balls and a strike. Hugh Montgomery on deck. Dax Brown takes, and that fills the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And a ground ball. Pacey Phillips picks it up. Unable to get Dax Brown. Infield single. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna write that on here. Swing and a miss. So I'm having a visit with my producer offline here. 1-2 the count to Hugh Montgomery. Hugh 1 for 4 with an RBI on the night. That's up and out of the zone, 2-2. Fouled over the screen and out of play. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 16 for Beavers hitters this evening. Actually, Joe Medill steps in, 2 for 4 with a solo home run tonight for Joe. 0-2 the count to Joe Medill. Austin Boylan on deck. That's in the dirt, 1-2. Fouled straight back. Count will remain 1 ball, 2 strikes. Joe Medill tied with Austin Boylan for the team lead in home runs. That hit him. So Austin Boylan comes to the plate with a couple aboard and 1 out. Gunnar Ferguson is on deck. Fouled straight back by Boylan. High, 1-1. High, 2 balls, 1 strike. Full count. The runner on second is Dax Brown. The runner on first, Joe Medill. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Strikeout number 17. Or is it 18? Let's have a quick check. It was 17 before that registered. Let me just double check here. It is 17 now. Gunnar Ferguson in for an at-bat. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Gunnar 1 for 12 so far on the season. So looking for his second hit. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Texas product, Gunnar Ferguson, out of Eastern New Mexico University. He hits that into the air, into the gap. That's down for extra bases. Joe Medill on his horse. He's waved. No play. A 2-run double. Gunnar Ferguson. For Gunnar, that's RBIs number 3 and 4 on the year. And Nick Miller comes to the plate. 0 for 4. Looking to avoid the rare platinum sombrero here. That's fouled over towards the corrals and out of play. We saw one of these here at Tom Lang Park last year. That was a platinum sombrero, which caused me to research it. And it's only been accomplished 68 times in Major League Baseball history. Inside, 1-1. Even more than that is the horn, which I learned last season was what you call 0 for 6 with 6 strikeouts. Home plate umpire rules that Nick Miller did not hold check his swing, and the count is now 1-2. 1-2, 2 outs. That just misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gunnar Ferguson, the runner on second base. Oh, and Mancourt on deck. And that's hit on the ground to short. Soto picks it up on to first in time, and that'll be the ball game.
That is the ball game, folks. Be sure to be back here at Tom Lyon Park coming up on Tuesday night as we host the
So the Moose Jaw Miller Express, 19 runs on 17 hits. They committed 2 errors and left 13 runners on base. The Weyburn Beavers, you have 6 or 7, Lisa? You have 6. You're usually right. And there's 7 on here, so I think that's it's 6. I got 2 places where it's 6 and 1 place where it's 7. So it's 6 runs on 10 hits. There are 7 Weyburn errors, 10 runners left on base for the Beavers. So they close this game out at 7. I got to see how that shakes out. I don't know where that run came from. So I'm just trying to figure that out. Dax Brown singled. Hugh Montgomery struck out. Medill hit by pitch. Boylan strikes out. Gunnar doubles. Gunnar stranded. That's only 2 runs, not 3 in the 8th inning, so there will be a correction on that. Anyway, Beavers lose this one at home, 19-6. They have an off day tomorrow, and they'll be back at it on Tuesday night. So that'll do it for us here from Tom Lang Park. On behalf of my producer, Lisa Preddy, I'm John Preddy. And thanks to all the producers back at FloCollege Central for helping us while we were troubleshooting our equipment here and trying to get going here tonight. So some good advice there from Pascal. Helped us get going. Some help from Dallas Burnett, our electrician. And we're happy to be able to bring it to you. And although not so happy with the result. Anyway. Wish everyone a safe ride home if necessary. Thanks for tuning in to us tonight. Have a great evening. Bye now.